We have nothing but a plastic bullet, Senator.
That's not good enough, Madam Secretary. Bakit hindi nagamit ni Secretary para i-charm si Speaker Martin Romualdez? Para sana itong hindi naman 100 million. Ang layo naman ito. It's less than 10% of your original para sa promotion. Promotion pa naman ito eh. Paano nyo namang ipopromote naman ang industry? Wala bang explanation from 1.2 billion ginawan 200 pagkatapos 100 million. Mr. Chair, alam mo, na-politika lamang ito. Alam ko naman eh. If you are unable to promote the tourism sector, mawawalan po ang Pilipino. Dapat hindi pinipolitika ito eh. Anong problema eh? Kasi ako, na-feel ko mismo ang politika doon eh. Kahit wala kang kasalanan, pinagtatanggol mo lang ang tama. Katulad nyo, politika ang nangyari. How else will you be able to explain this? 100 million from 1.2 billion. Alam naman nila kung anong epekto nito eh.
Sobrang nakakagulat na balita. Grabe, si Romualdez kulong na. Nagsalita na si BBM. Inutusan na si Marcoleta. Bumaliktad na kay BBM. Ayon sa nakalap nating impormasyon, kinurakot na naman ni Speaker ang pondo ng DOTR. Tinapyasan na naman nila ng budget. Pero sa presidente, isisisi ng mga congressman mala flood control project. Grabe, si Romualdez kulong na. Nagsalita na si BBM. Inutusan na si Marcoleta. Bumaliktad na kay BBM. Tara, panoorin natin
The promotions budgets of our ASEAN neighbors, and I cede the floor to Yusek Verna Buensuceso to present the comparative numbers.
Hindi, pakisabi nyo lang kung masyado tayong malayo.
Malayong malayo po, Senator.
Salamat po. Kasi from 1 billion in 2018, 2019, pagkatapos pinakamataas nyo 2023, 1.2 billion. Pagkatapos biglang bumagsak sa 200 million. Then 100 million in 2025. Fortunately, sa NEP, nakikita namin parang itataas nila sa 450 something million. Paano kayo makakalaban nito, madam? Kasi parang sa digmaan lang ito eh. If you are not complete with ammunition, how do you think you are able to survive the battle we call tourism?
We have nothing but a plastic bullet, Senator.
That's not good enough, Madam Secretary.
Which is why it is also of grave concern to us that
Nagtataka lang kasi
budget
ako,
has been reduced.
kasi 2025, wala pa ba si former Congresswoman Migs sa iyo noong 2025? Wala pa, ano? Siya na ba noong 2025? Ngayon?
Congresswoman Migs po, can I clarify po, sino po si Congresswoman Migs?
Hindi. Kapagalan niya ba to?
Kapatid.
Kapatid.
Inlo.
Ikaw ba yun? Sorry kasi parang kamukha mo siya.
Inlo.
Kasi kasama ka, colleague ko siya. Medyo malabo ang mata ko, malayo pa siya. So kala ko kasi nandit siya, kasama niyo siya ngayon. I meant to ask you sana, you could have utilized her kung siya si Migs, no? To charm the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Kilala mo siya, ma'am, di ba?
Hi, Sen, Mr. Chair, yes. No, ako si Marga Nograles. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Tourism.
Kayo po yung butihing wife ng aking kaibigan, Caro Nograles. Kayo din po yung nagbigay sa akin ng magandang polo na dalawa.
Yes, Sen.
Pasensya na po, napagkamalan ko kayo po si Congresswoman Migs. Pero kahit na ganoon, kasi si Kong Carlo tsaka si Congresswoman Migs, magkakamag-anak naman kayo. Bakit hindi nagamit ni Secretary para i-charm si Speaker Martin Romualdez? Para sana itong hindi naman 100 million. Ang layo naman ito. It's less than 10% of your original appropriation para sa promotion. Promotion pa naman ito eh. Paano nyo namang ipopromote naman ang industry? Wala bang explanation from 1.2 billion ginawan 200, pagkatapos 100 million. What was the explanation, madam? Kasi pwedeng i-reverse ni chairman ito eh. Pwede niyang ibalik sa 1.2 billion eh. Mr. Chair, ano? As long as you are able to justify.
Mr. Chair and Senator Marcoleta, first of all, I think what has become abundantly clear to us in the department is that the power of the purse lies entirely with Congress, and therefore the exercise of their discretion is beyond our control. Notwithstanding that, when I learned of the slashing of the budget, I did make my appeals and sought to have interventions and representations with the leadership in order to plead that the budget not be slashed in the manner that it was. But at the end of the day, we can only ask, and it is for them to deny. And clearly, exercising this power of the purse, the budget has fallen victim to that. I wish to clarify that it is also not
Sorry
a matter.
to interfere. Doon po sa punto, no, I would just like to ask. The budget, yung pong pinapoint out ni Senator Marcoleta, 2025 secretaries, 100 million.
That's
But
correct.
the NEP of this was about 500 million. So it was
That is
slashed
correct.
after the sa GAA, it became 100 from a NEP of 500 million.
That is correct, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
Please continue.
Pero, Mr. Chair, alam mo, na-politika lamang ito. Alam ko naman eh, dahil sa... But the chief casualty is the Filipino people. If you are unable to promote the tourism sector, mawawalan po ang Pilipino. Dapat hindi pinipolitika ito eh. Anong problema eh? Kasi ako, na-feel ko mismo ang politika doon eh. Kahit wala kang kasalanan, pinagtatanggol mo lang ang tama. Katulad nyo, politika ang nangyari. How else will you be able to explain this? 100 million from 1.2 billion. Alam naman nila kung anong epekto nito eh. You will not be able to pursue anything good here. Promotion po ito eh. Nakikipaglaban po tayo. Ang gaganda po nung tourism packages ng ating, huwag na tayong lumayo sa malalayo pa, like Dubai or what. Dito lang sa Malaysia, sa Thailand, sa Vietnam, kung wala po tayong sapat na perang gagamitin para lumaban tayo, you're merely spinning wheels. So, Mr. Chair, kasi siguro nasa balikat mo ngayon na ibalik natin ito. Siguro. Kung gusto po rin nyo. Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Inahan po ko naman ako na lang ang
Thank you, Senator Marcoleta. I guess you hit the nail right on the head. Mukhang yun na nga rin ng na-point out talaga natin sa umagang ito. So again, for the record, Madam Secretary, yung budget of 2025 from 500 million, the NEP, it was slashed to 100 million. I wanted to find out yung 2024 if it's the same. 500 also. And then it became, it was slashed to 200 million. So now, yung NEP natin is about 500 million. We're still awaiting for the HGAB, no? After the budget deliberations. But at least now you will have, be rest assured that you will have allies here right now, no? Senator Marcoleta put it, the way we put it, na it's sad that politics has again, I'm hoping it's not, pero it seems like it, no? That it's not the legislators who are victims here. It's the Filipino people who will lose the opportunity. And I don't think we can really compete with 100 million compared to our ASEAN neighbors' budget. yung pong na-point out nyo, no? Talagang, as you mentioned, malayong-malayo. I was able to see earlier, no? Can you flash it on the screen? Yan po. That's how much, if you could compare to our neighbors, yun po siguro, Malaysia na lang, Vietnam, ano pa ba iba? Thailand, and how far are we? Para so that the committee will just be on record, we will have an idea as to what kind of budget the Department of Tourism is working on right now.
Mr. Chair, Yusek Verna will answer the question.
Please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Actually, on the screen, we have a comparative analysis of the various ASEAN budgets in relation to tourism development. So for 2024, for example, we have Indonesia having an amount of about 234 million compared to the 52 million of the Department of Tourism in terms of dollars. For Thailand, it's 168 million dollars. For Malaysia, it's 262 million dollars. For Vietnam, it's 148 million dollars, and Singapore is 431 million dollars, the biggest budget among the ASEAN countries. So it's really very, very far and very big compared to the budget that has been allocated to the Department of Tourism.
Yung po Cambodia, I think Cambodia is also getting a lot of arrivals. Are they spending so much also?
In terms of Cambodia, Mr. Chair, we have the figure for 2023, but this one is about $20 million. But 2023, that's the only figure that we have been
About
able
a billion pesos.
About 1 million something
1 billion
pesos. Yes.
Yung Vietnam, again, ma'am?
Vietnam is about, for 2024, just a minute. Their budget is about $148 million.
So in peso, that's how much compared to us?
That's
to ours?
about 8.4 billion.
8.4 billion. So they're spending 8.4 billion to compare to our 100 million. Ganun ba yung difference?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
2024. Still a big difference, huh? Anyway, probably budget season is coming up soon. Probably if you can have another presentation, having a matrix comparison, maganda ito makita nila. It will be nice that if you can present this so that we'll have the other senators will have a better appreciation of the comparison to the promotions budget that we have in terms of pesos also, para lang makita natin in terms of dollars and pesos. So that, we'll have an idea on the kind of budget that you're working on, and in spite of that, at least we're still able to perform, by trying to be innovative, I guess, by making do with what you have, the meager resources, also, what are the challenges aside from the promotions budget? Steadily, it was 500 million in the NEP for the past 3 years, but it has been cut for the past 2 years. But be rest assured that we will make sure that it will not happen again. We'll do our best, because it's not the legislators, it's not the secretary who will suffer because of this cut. Sana nga hindi tama yung analysis po ni Senator Marcoleta. It's you're a victim of politics. I hope not, But if it is indeed it is, it's not you who will suffer. It's not the department. It's the whole industry. As I mentioned earlier, this is the low-hanging fruit that we have already. We cannot compete in terms of other industries anymore, manufacturing and others. So, itong tourism na lang nga yung natin Tapos magiging biktima pa ng politika, nakakaawa naman, Lahat na lang tayo napupolitika. In the same way that we will ask later on, no? There is still a lot of challenges. Of course, one is your budget for promotions. And next will be tourism infrastructure, as you mentioned. Probably that's next. I am a witness, no, and I agree with you, Secretary, that it is indeed a challenge. No? It's very important, really, to give infrastructure, to make sure that the infrastructure is there and make it more convenient for tourists. So to move around the country, no? I have seen a lot of our hidden treasures, yung mga potential tourism areas, and I'm a witness na talagang medyo kulang pa tayo sa infra. That's why before, when I was just a member of this committee, I remember I asked RTS head GM Mark Lapid kung ano po yung mga, probably later on you can brief us, kasi nangyayari nun, everybody, just like the flood control budget, kasi 350 billion po yung budget na yon, everybody wants a piece of that pie. Even though yung pong tourism, or even though yung flood-prone provinces are already, yun po, kahapon, already identified, but yung project, hindi, there's a mismatch. So everybody wants a piece of that pie. Mukhang na politika rin to kasi I think also everybody wants a piece of the pie of the TIESA. Dapat, I think if you can brief us later on, I think the Secretary was able to mention yung po mga tourism centers, no, that are ongoing. So, yun po. So, tourism infrastructure, roads, and others, no, we have to coordinate with the DPWH on this. Let us know kung ano po yung inyo pong mga priority infra, so that we can help being Vice Chair of the Committee on Finance in the upcoming budget. Doon po sa infra, Sec, do you have any list of the infrastructures that you would want to help prioritize with the Department of Public Works?
Senator, first of all, I wish to thank you for understanding the predicament that we have been facing in the Department of Tourism. Our hands have been tied for quite some time, but we have sought to fight as hard as we can for the success of Philippine tourism. I agree that politics should have no place in tourism, for tourism should transcend all of that, and it is, after all, our common ground. In terms of the challenges that the country faces as far as tourism infrastructure, we have found the need to invest in tourism roads. And that is why, since 2022, our advocacy with the Department of Public Works and Highways has been to spend more on not just continuing tourism roads, but new tourism roads. While it has had some success, in a sense that there was funding allocated for new tourism roads a couple of years back, unfortunately for 2026, there is zero funding for new tourism roads. In fact, the only funding that remains for tourism roads is on continuing roads. That is not to say that we have not submitted our list of priorities. We have. And in fact, judging by our experience, where our submissions are still subject to the discretion and list of prioritization of DPWH, we have also advocated for the funding to be placed under the Department of Tourism. So in the same way that funding for health facilities are with the DOH, funding for classrooms are with the DepEd, funding for farm-to-market roads are with the DA, but all downloaded and executed by the DPWH, the idea that we presented was that funding for tourism roads be lodged under DOT, considering that it is our regional offices that possess the data as far as the projections on demand and current demand that would ensure an enhanced tourism experience. That being said, we submitted our priority list to the DPWH. We also submitted the same to the DBM. But there is, as of yet, zero funding that is allocated for new tourism roads. So we're hopeful that since you are an advocate for the improvement of tourism roads, that this can somehow be addressed. We feel that investments in bridges is also important. And equally important is investment in airport infrastructure as well as seaport infrastructure. And we have already submitted our list of priority airports and seaports to the DOTR.
Yes, we'll take note of those, and probably if we can furnish the committee a list of those roads that you would want to prioritize, so we can have it for the record, and probably likewise help you in during the budget deliberations. Ito po yung ano, no, yung I have some the Philippines fails in comparison really in infrastructure, in terms of infra for tourism. We're number 69. We're the lowest in Southeast Asia. Of course, behind Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and even Vietnam. I think we're number 69. Vietnam is 59. No? So, if you can give us the copies of your proposed road infrastructure. And I agree pong ano yung airport has a lot of improvement that needs to be done. Of course, it's the first and last impression of every tourist that comes here. Not only tourists, but also potential investors, no? But of course, we have to give time, but they have to rush, no? That the new NAIA management, the new private entity is now trying to make improvements. So, I may just ask if there are any specific ongoing coordination between the DOTR, the MIA, and also the DOT to make the passenger experience better right away. What are is there any is there any coordination between DOTR and DOT and the MIA, the new MIA management?
First of all, Mr. Chair, we signed a memorandum of agreement with the DOTR for purposes of tourism infrastructure convergence as it pertains to air, land, and sea transport. And the result of that has been the prioritization by the DOTR of the list of improved, or rather the list of airports and seaports for which we seek improvement. I think the most recent demonstration of this is the expansion of the Siargao Airport, which Secretary Vince Dizon and I inspected last week. And forthcoming, of course, is our support for the privatization of our regional gateways that include Bohol, Laguindingan, forthcoming for Bicol, hopefully Iloilo, and we're hopeful as well for Puerto Princesa. That being said, we have had ongoing coordination with NNIC, the private proponent that is now operating the airport. And our interventions include, first, the training of frontline personnel in the Filipino brand of service excellence. Second, and as a result of our walkthrough with the OTR and NNIC, the DOT will provide interventions as far as the improvement of the food offerings in the airport, as NNIC is putting up a new food court in the area. Third, in terms of branding and promotions, we're also partnering to be able to provide collateral materials for marketing purposes in the airport. Fourth, we've already articulated our desire for a shorter processing time in terms of arrival as well as eventual departure from the airport itself. So I understand that time in motion studies have already been conducted, and we have had some positive feedback in terms of the shortening of the time from arrival to obtaining the baggage and eventual exit. Fifth has been our proposition to improve the restrooms inside the airports, as this is well aligned to our advocacy under our Tourist Rest Areas program. Sixth and finally, we're also working with them and together with the DOTR through our routes development team to ensure that connectivity to the airport continues to expand. And we have seen such expansion with the recent launch of the Paris to Manila flight, a first in several decades, the launch of the Vancouver to Canada flight through Air Canada, as well as the forthcoming launch of the direct flights from Delhi to Manila.
I'm hoping to see that those improvements, especially with the airport na iya, no? The other a lot of airports have had considerable improvement. For Cebu, compared to NAIA right now, Cebu's terminal is really much better. Hopefully, NAIA will improve very soon, no? And I think we can also try to use yung Clark, more of yung Clark is a very nice airport, one of the most beautiful, I think. Those are other alternatives to NAIA, no, that we can also tap. Likewise, next year, Madam Secretary, no, we will be hosting the JCI World Congress. I'm the past national president. We are expecting about at least 5,000 foreign delegates coming to Clark. So that will be a big help for tourism. So in our own little way, at least I'm hoping that we can help in terms of tourism arrivals, and likewise, of course, improving the image of our country in perception. These are 5,000 young leaders all over the world. So that will be in Clark in 2026. So we'll get in touch probably with you with the terms of support, no, for promotion and among others. So that's 2026 in Clark. In terms of infra, no, just for the record, under DPWH is a 3.5 billion, no, but this is continuing, as you mentioned. No? So, but I would like to get the list of the other roads that you would want to prioritize so that we can try to request the DPWH to prioritize this in the coming budget season. Okay, next probably siguro si GM Mark, probably quickly, ano po yung mga project ng ano? Good news lang po, I think yung pong ni-request ko sa inyo before, years ago, that I went to, no, yung Banawe hotel, tama ba? No, ano nga ba, napuntahan ko yan, and I think I slept there, and I complained to you that yung po mga bathroom fixtures, yung baby blue and pink pa, yung mga 80s pa. That was 80s, no? So I think it was now, I think na-demolish pa yon, and now it's being rehabilitated already. So sige, can update lang, GM Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning to each and everyone. For the part of CHESA, Mr. Chair, for our year 2026, Mr. Chair, we were able for our year 2025, I may say. I'll just go direct, Mr. Chair, on our budget. We were able to surpass our collection from the pre-pandemic. Maybe we can go to the slide of our collections, which is our main budget, Mr. Chair. So our pre-pandemic figure on 2019, the agency was able to collect around 7.131,019,890 billion in 2019, but due to pandemic, the financial collection of CHESA went down in 2020 to 836 million, going to 2021 to 331 million, and then as of 2024, Mr. Chair, we were able to surpass already our pre-pandemic figure. We were able to collect 7.858 billion already. So we're hoping for 2025, Mr. Chair, it will continue. And we are 2 years earlier from the UNWTO prediction of 2026 for the recovery of the tourism collection. So that's our status right now. And for our infrastructure project, Mr. Chair, as you mentioned a while ago, we have a lot of completion already and ongoing. But as you mentioned, there are some priorities that needed to be addressed, and some of our infrastructure budget also supported our mother agency, the DOT, the programs that they created. Since, Mr. Chair, wala rin yung nakuhang budget ng aming mother agency. So, as our secretary mentioned a while ago, the TRAs, the TCC program were also being budgeted by CHESA. And then our hyperbaric chambers, Mr. Chair, is also being funded by CHESA because we are being awarded as a top diving destination. Then we don't have these facilities. So the Secretary expanded po the hyperbaric machines in different diving locations with coordination with PCSSD. And then the other programs also that we are involved together with our mother agencies, like the FIBA that recently been held, and volleyball National World Championship, kasama rin po kami, and then the upcoming ASEAN also, Mr. Chair, so kasama rin po kami. Aside from these infra projects coming from our support to our mother agency Department of Tourism, on the part of CHESA, Mr. Chair, yung mga rehab namin on our properties like Banawe, Intramuros, hoping, Mr. Chair, yung Banawe is matapos na. I hope we have a picture here kung ano na magiging itsura ko ng Banawe natin. Medyo na-delay lang ho kasi kami ng konti on our rehabilitation for Banawe, Mr. Chair, kasi nung in-strip down ho namin yung hotel, medyo may nakita ho kaming mga crack dun sa mga walls. So we asked the help of DPWH together our engineering to come up with a structural integrity muna nung building before we come up with additional funding for the retrofitting na kailangan before they can continue. So ngayon po ongoing, hoping by the first quarter of next year, Mr. Chair, matapos na po siya. And then Club Intramuros is also on rehab, Zamboanga City Golf Course, and then our Balikasag Island also part of our rehab. And then aside from those, Mr. Chair, we also focus on our other projects na in-address po namin na kailangan, like the STDP of Coron. We're doing it, the Puerto Galera, and we're also in close discussion with El Nido, Mr. Chair, kasi yung water problem na meron po doon. So pumapasok na rin po kami, tumutulong na rin kami as part of our infra budget. And then, Mr. Chair, as you mentioned a while ago, yung coordination po ng DOT and DOTR regarding our gateways, we're also involved. As a matter of fact, last week we had a meeting with CAAP regarding dun sa rehabilitation na tutulong na rin po kami. So CAAP is designing a modular terminal right now. And then we were requested na tutukan namin yung modular terminal, yung including pati yung mga benches, kasama pati yung FISD monitors, pati yung trolleys. Yan po yung mga nire-request nila na supportahan namin on their end, including pagpapa-aircon ng mga terminal. And on part of the Department of Tourism, the DOT or the regional offices kung saan po yung ma-identify ng mga terminals will also be in charge of the interior decoration of each terminal, depende po kung saan yung location. So yun po yung aming status right now, Mr. Chair. And of course, aside from our backlog, Mr. Chair, we have a 8 billion backlog due to the money that was taken from us during the Bayanihan COVID. It was used as a Bayanihan Hilas 1 Act. 12 billion po yun. So, paunti-unti, nakaka-recover kami. Hindi ho kasi natanggal lahat sa listahan yun. ongoing pa rin, continuous. And to be honest, Mr. Chair, hindi pa po kasama doon yung mga request sa amin na pakonti-konti po ini-implement din namin. But you are correct, Mr. Chair. It's just we're just trying to prioritize some of the high impacts na pwede naming magawa at matapos. But of course, without disregarding all these requests, to be honest, Mr. Chair, doon sa dami ng sinabi ko, 2 billion lang ho yung budget namin for infrastructure. Kasi yung 7 billion na binanggit ko pong collection kanina, 50% lang po ang napupunta sa amin doon. 40% goes to CHED and then 10% goes to NCCA. And then aside from the 50%, Mr. Chair, kami rin ang may shoulder nung admin cost sa pagkolekta. So but given that said, Mr. Chair, na i-implement namin kahit papaano, so we just have to negotiate our with the proponents. Kung 100 million yung inihingi sa amin, baka pwedeng 10 million na lang muna po yung maibigay namin, kasi otherwise kung pagbigyan namin lahat ng 100 million, hindi ho namin magagawa yung mga importanteng proyekto na kailangan. So yun po yung nasa sitwasyon namin ngayon, Mr. Chair, but we're glad and happy to inform you, Mr. Chair, na from the pre-pandemic collection na kamukha ng mother agency rin namin, humingi rin ho kami ng financial support during that time dahil wala ho kaming collection na nakukuha. I think that was in 2022 GAA and 2023 GAA na humihingi, 2021 GAA and 2022 GAA na humingi po kami ng funding support para sa operational namin para sa mga empleyado. But unfortunately, medyo hindi rin ho kami napagbigyan doon sa time na yun. Nabigyan din ho kami ng 100 million during that time. So we made sure, Mr. Chair, for 2023 budget, up to now, we are not requesting any GAA support. So nag-self-sustaining na po kami. So yun po, Mr. Chair, ang aming sitwasyon right now. And hoping doon po sa road connectivity, Mr. Chair, is talagang ma-address kasi hindi ho namin kasi siya mapasukan on our end on the road connectivity because magkakaroon ho kasi ng redundancy with the program, on the TRIPSI program with DPWH, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. GM Mark Lapid, yung po mount data sa inyo rin yun, no? That has been
Yes, sir. Na-renovate na rin po yun.
Renovated also.
Open po siya. And then meron po kaming ongoing na PPP coordination ngayon for privatization, Mr. Chair.
That's good to hear because I saw it all before, dilapidated, na napabayaan. Now it's already operational and rehabilitated.
Yes, sir. Ang nangyari po doon, sir, binalik po siya sa atin ng LGU. Dati kasi kinuha po ng LGU yun. So, nung hindi na po nila kayang i-operate and rehab, binalik po sa CHESA and then CHESA rehab and then fully operational na po bago na ngayon, sir.
When is the Ifugao Banawe Terraces Hotel expected to operate?
Hoping by first quarter of next year, Mr. Chair. As I mentioned a while ago, Mr. Chair, nagkaroon lang ho talaga ng delay because of the cracks na nakita sa structure na humingi kami ng tulong sa DPWH to check and assess the structural integrity of the hotel, and then naghumingi kami ng additional budget sa board kasi hindi ho siya kasama dun sa rehab budget. So inaprubahan naman po ng board. Ongoing po siya ngayon, tapos na po yung retrofitting and then ongoing na rin po yung rehabilitation ulit, Mr. Chair.
I'm excited. I'm hoping to visit that one once again. Kasi po I happy to see these places because of our motorcycle travels. I saw it in their dilapidated state. So I'm excited. I'm hoping to visit it by Feb. Sa Feb na lang ako mag-schedule ng so like we can see already for ourselves.
Yeah, maybe we can show, sir, yung kasi yung banyo, sir, hindi na ho siya iba-ibang kulay. Tapos kung makatutulog ka, Mr. Chair, hindi mo na maririnig yung kabilang dulo. Soundproof na po siya. Can you zoom in? Mr. Chair, yan na po yung magiging kwarto, pati yung lobby.
Yeah.
So yan na po siya. Pero hindi ko kami umalis as instructed by our secretary to really keep the Filipino architecture still there. So mukha lang ho siyang medyo nagbago, more appealing at saka dinamihan po namin yung mga salamin na para dun sa overlooking dun sa rice terraces, Mr. Chair.
That looks very nice. A far cry from what I saw and I stayed in. I was the one who, ako yung nag-report as secretary kay GM noon years ago. Sabi ko, 1980s pa yung fixture. Sana ayoko na makita yung mga baby blue and pink bathroom fixtures. So I think this is a big improvement.
Yes, sir.
At saka maganda, it's very Filipino, no? And maintain. I think yung Banawe, we really have to promote kasi that's supposed to be the eighth wonder. It's just the access, kung ano lang ang pwede natin pagawin, no? On how we can promote this really beautiful, one of the best routes for me is the Banawe to Sagada. That area is really beautiful, no? So be rest assured that we will support. In terms of doon naman sa heritage, I'll coordinate with Senator Loren. Sana yung sa Banawe rin, yung mga ma-maintain natin yung ang dami kasi mga GI sheets na minsan dapat ma-maintain So we have to maintain the ethnicity and yung culture and history of the place. So congratulations on this one, no? I'm excited to see it again. Probably sa February na ako dadalaw so I can see it. So yung sa infra, I would like to commend siguro the department for yung pong tourism areas that have been inaugurated. That's very much welcome. At least doon sa talagang na siya, yung mga potential, hindi na yung dati kahit agricultural area, hinihingan tayo na tourism centers. So that's what I told GM Mark Lapid. Let's us concentrate on the potential tourist, yung may traffic talaga, no? Sana wag na tayo parang flood control na everybody likes to get a pie of the budget. Okay, so just quickly siguro sa TPB, any plans, COO, and we work together naman, but so that we can the committee can support you in whatever you would need.
Hello, my buntag, Mr. Chair. Maybe just to summarize, we have a presentation, but maybe we'll summarize lang in the end. So for our 2024-2025 achievements, so ideally, kami sa Tourism Promotions Board, we are in charge of our travel trade shows in our 13 key markets, around the world. So yung mga business-to-business shows natin. So we are proud to share. Actually, in 2024, we hit our highest utilization rate ever, in the history of the TPB at 97.97%. And in total, 2024-2025, we have been able to generate 15.8 billion in sales leads. In 2024, around 10.5. 2025, year to date, around 4.4 billion already. And also, we already have actual sales reported from our partners of around, do we have it, guys? Our actual sales, around 152 billion, actual sales, tourism receipts. So, in total, we have done around 140 programs implemented across institutional, international, domestic, MICE, and MARCOM. We are also very proud, Mr. Chair, of our Philippine Motorcycle Tourism Initiative with your support. Thank you so much. And now we also have the Philippine Cyclo-Tourism, which is also gaining ground. To share with everyone, we have been able to do a number of rides, I think over 20 already, and over 20,000 riders, each one ambassadors of our country, promoting, posting, and helping all the small businesses as we go around the Philippines. So this is a program that we wish to grow in the next few years pa. We also have hit over 1.6 billion already in media mileage sa World Expo Osaka. And our customer satisfaction rating has improved from 93% to now 98.51% at the Tourism Promotions Board. So, Sen, we are focused really following the direction of our President and our Secretary to expand experiential tourism, no, from dive, culture, heritage, halal, ecotourism, as we do our shows around the world. And we are also to strengthen international market presence in from our 2026 budget with over around 80 global events in 2026. We will also empower local tourism stakeholders through our regional business-to-business travel fairs and through our PMT and our Philippine Cyclotourism. And we will enhance digital platforms and marketing communications and sustain environmental and gender-responsive programs. So our budget for 2026, Mr. Chair, is 1.448 billion. Yun lang ho, Mr. Chair.
So thank you. At least your TPB is the one sustaining because of the cuts that the DOT has been with the promotions. So be rest assured of our support. Again, yung cyclotourism, we will support as well. And I think there are a lot of inquiries now from international riders and other cyclists to come here. And that's our long-term plan. So at least gaining ground already. So thank you, COO Marga. Likewise, I always wear your kaayo. Thank you for promoting your Philippine made. Proudly Mindanao. Modern Mindanao. Last siguro yung Intramuros administration, there was a big, why was there a big, what's the reason for the big budget cut sa, in your agency?
I believe, Mr. Chair, that it was because the budget that was initially given to us under the GAA of 2025 came from congressional insertions. So under the DBM rules, we have to secure the issuance of a special allotment release order. Unfortunately, the SARO was not yet issued to us during the time of the deliberation for the proposed budget in 2026. And therefore, majority of our programs, including our tourism promotions program and the museum operations program, were not incorporated in the national expenditure program. Hence the variance of around 139 million pesos.
How's that? Yung pong you still have a lot of former settler communities there, no? Yung natin sana if we can with this should for the relocation, because Intramuros is the biggest and the last remaining artifact historical artifact that we have. We can make it a walking, dapat yung parang sa Europe mga walking na lang siya, tourism sites, historical and tourism sites, no? So, for the record, ilan pa ho ang doon, yung mga communities, former settler?
We have 5 communities, informal settler communities in Intramuros. But Your Honor,
How
we
many
have
families?
around 1,530 families based on the profiling that we have done. Out of the 1,530 families, we have already identified 470 beneficiaries under a relocation program, which is entitled the Simple Program. And we have already completed the relocation of around 147 families already. And the remaining beneficiaries of the Simple Program, we hope to relocate them together with our collaboration with the Social Housing Finance Corporation within the year. But for the remaining informal settler families who are not part yet of our Simple Program, we have met with the Secretary of the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development for their inclusion in the expanded 4PH program of DSUD. We have already initiated talks with Pag-ibig in order to start already the pre-qualification process for the remaining informal settler families.
At least that's good to hear that you are coordinating with the DSUD, no? I think we really have to pursue this because Intramuros is really one gem, and I think it will really, it's the closest to the airport, to everything. Kung may cruise man, diba? It's the closest to the dock of the cruise in the future. Kung may mga cruises that will come. We need to make it a walkable destination talaga, no? Just like what we have in other, what they have in other places. So thank you for that, no? So with that, I guess we have budget season will be coming up very soon. So be prepared for that. Yung po mga the things that I asked from you, so that we can help you during the budget deliberations. Be rest assured that we will make sure that DOT does not get again 100 million this year. No, that's really crazy compared to our ASEAN neighbors, no? So with us at the helm, we will do our best. Anyway, andito na si Senator Marcoleta will assured us that he will support us, no, for DOT to get a big promotional budget. That's crazy. I mean, compared to our ASEAN neighbors, talagang mapag-iiwanan tayo with 100 million. Again, it's not Secretary Frasco or the officials. Kung politika man ito, who will be victims? It's the Filipino people. Sayang yung potential. And DOT tourism is again the low hanging fruit and the only one that has the big potential to improve. So be rest assured of our support, Madam Secretary, and to all the officials of DOT. Likewise, I'm also interested dun po sa DOTR, yung airport, because I'm the one also defending the DOTR budget this year. So I've been pushing and advocating in infrastructure development. No, aside from the railways, yung po mga airport improvements, I'm looking at it. So bigyan niyo po kami ng list also of yung mga priority nyo, no? Of course, Siargao, yung mga usual. But we are also expanding yung pong halimbawa Mati for Davao Oriental kasi it's far from Davao City, you know, familiar si COO Marga dyan. We're trying to fund those airports na malaki rin yung potential because yung Davao Oriental for tourism, they have a vast coastline, no? Maganda rin yung area for Davao de Oro. So we're funding that already, yung Mati Airport, Camiguin. Naglagay din tayo ng funds doon because Camiguin is a beautiful island as well. So, yun, I'll be defending the OTR. So, yung pong I think we can coordinate on how we can improve yung airport in the other provinces. And likewise yung NAIA. Again, this is our gateway. This is our first and last impression. We have to improve, no? I have to yet to see them. I just want to make sure that they have been coordinating also with you. Even the new management, kahit private, no? Medyo suplado yung doon, GM eh. Nagmingi ako ng pass tinabla ako eh. Ewan ako magbabadya. I'm not there para pumasok because I'm the one defending the DOTR and also tourism. So I have to see for myself. Di bale. Tignan natin. Babalik din sila dito. Di ba? Anyway, with that, there are no more issues to discuss. Please prepare for the budget season that's coming up, I think, early September. So, yung mga pinresent nyo po today, especially those you need, especially those that you would really want us to help. No, yung sa promotional, sa infrastructure. So, please prepare for that. Since there are no more discuss, I thank everyone for your time and to participate in today's meeting. Thank you very much. This meeting is hereby adjourned.
Ngayon, ikaw, bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.